If you're like a lot of companies, you're sitting there thinking about the cloud. You're probably already in the cloud in certain ways. You've got SaaS applications that your folks are using. Could be like Salesforce or things like that. You may have even put some of your stuff already in the cloud. But if you've got on-prem stuff still that is too hard to move for lots of different reasons, or you just don't want to fool with it because you like the setup you've got, whether that's in a data center or maybe even on, truly on-prem, it creates tension for you as the person who's responsible for this, because I don't know about you, but it feels like there's a lot of pressure to move to the cloud. When you listen to the marketing stuff, you think about what you read, everyone has been talking about how great it is. Look, there's some great things about the cloud. There's no doubt about that. The flip side of that is, if you've got legacy applications that you can't move, or you just don't think it makes sense to move, you're kind of in a little bit of a tight spot. Like, what do you do about that? In many ways, our opinion is you should just leave what you need to leave on-prem, and put what you can in the cloud, and use those two different ways of delivering services. Use those in the way that makes the most sense for you. And that's really where we have put our focus around managing cloud and infrastructure services. So we really think of it as we're primarily in the hybrid cloud management business when it comes to managed services. But most of our customers, because they've been around for a while and have been using technology for a long time, particularly healthcare companies and financial services companies, almost all of them are hybrid businesses. They've got some on-prem and some in the cloud. They may be trying to shift that mix, but the reality is they're not going to go 100% either way. And so we've really put our focus there. We've got some folks that are really good at the cloud side, and we also have some folks that are really good at the infrastructure side, and those guys all work on the same team and they work together. And so our goal is to really help figure out, how do you deal with that particular problem? Because again, I think there's some people out there that are great at pure cloud, particularly around DevOps or things like that if you're a development company. Or you probably got some old school people who are really, really good at infrastructure and helping deal with just that. But it's that middle ground between where we're really trying to put our focus. And I think if that's a situation you find yourself in, it's kind of hard to find people who that's really what they do. And so I'd encourage you to be seeking that out and make sure that when you talk to providers, that's what they talk about, is how do we make these two things work well together? Because even if the cloud is working well and the on-prem is working well, if they don't interact well in terms of your overall management, you're going to struggle.